What's your favorite thing to do outside? I like to take my feet and like put them in the grass, barefoot, earthing.
Grounding. Oh, dude, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do that as much as I should. But I hoop a lot. I play basketball, and like so, I'll like go shoot around. Or like I'll just take a book like and just go find a spot and post up. It was cool today. I was down by this little park by my apartment, and like I've been going here since I was like a kid, a wee lad, and I've never seen this. I looked down and I was like, "Is that a ferret?" It was like I had to go research it. It was like a black ferret just running, just diving in the water, and I was like, when
Wait,
did
was
they
it a
start doing?
ferret or an otter? Because there are
It was.
otters.
I thought my first thought was that's got to be an otter, but it
Yeah.
looked like a ferret. It was 100% looked like, and I had to look it up.
Oh,
It's called a mink.
that's right. I was
It's
gonna
what?
say it's a mink, which those
Yeah,
little guys
I've
are
never seen.
sneaky.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Carrie Danger. Welcome to the Carrie Danger podcast. I am so excited that you've joined us today. And on the episode, I've got Tyler, aka Phoenix Vibes. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
So good, man. Thank you so much for being here. This is awesome. Now, I'm going to just clear it up for people right now. If you want to look Tyler up, Phoenix Vibes, Pxvbs on all socials. You can also look up Tyler Pritchard as well because I see you do like a lot of cross promotion. So just to keep everything's out there where it needs to be. So while we're talking, go look him up, give him a follow, check out all the music and stuff, and we're gonna dive right into it. Phoenix Vibes. What's the story behind the name? I love it. I love a phoenix rising from the ashes, but you tell us.
Yeah, that part I feel is definitely the primary kind of inspiration behind it. I guess it goes back to when I was like rapping when I was a teenager, and I used to go by Pho, Fizzy Pho, Pho, and like I don't know, when I went to rebrand as I got old, I've been doing this a long time. So like I mean I'm talking I was like 15, 16. I was trying to like reshape and rebrand, and I think I eventually landed on Phoenix because it still has that faux in the beginning of it. It was almost like a homage, like a little Easter egg. So, and on top of that, rebirth, and determination, and like, rising when you have to burn to achieve like the next you. Like failure's baked into success is kind of the message, and yeah.
Dude, I love that so much and I totally can get behind like letting something go to make room for more and like doing that whole thing, but I totally dig that. That's awesome. So you've been doing this a long time. What inspired you as a young man to, I'm assuming it started with poetry, what is there a band or a group or maybe a book or something that really inspired you to get into writing and expressing yourself at such a young age?
My mom, she was a poet in a private kind of like had a diary kind of way, and like I think one day when I was very young, I like found her like diary, and I like read it. Like I shouldn't have, but I was just like, how am I not gonna like? I have to know like who is this lady for real, you know? And dude, she had all kinds of stuff in there, but like some of it was like dark, and some of it was like, and it was just such a shock to me because I was like, oh man, she always presented so like strong and like so put like I don't know, just kind of really locked in on the mission. Like she was very like, we got stuff to do. She was a single mother of like, two, and then my brother came. Like so, when we were like, when I was young around that age, I remember her like working really hard to like provide for us, and like she wasn't very like she was like didn't have time to be like super like soft, and like she had like stuff to do, and there was a lot of stress and like a lot of so I think like seeing like reading some of her poetry kind of made me feel like it was cool. And then my brother's dad actually he was a musician, so he always had like the keyboard going around the house, and eventually like it turned into like me rapping for like school projects, and making like kind of carving out like a social like niche for myself, like a value for myself to people where people kind of knew me like as like the music person. And then I just kind of like I was listening to a lot of like Lil Wayne mixtapes, and Drake when Drake came out was obviously like huge for me. Just being mixed and seeing somebody mix and how he navigated like the hip hop space of just like socially like him adding value like being mixed is very interesting. So like I clung to Drake really early on as just like a mixed figure where like yo he's doing it right. Like I felt like he was navigating and he was like Canadian. Like he was just such a cultural like I learned so much from watching him, and then so I think that's where I kind of get like my alt rap. Like I always liked Wildin' Out, like Nick Cannon's like Wildin' Out, and like the freestyle element of 8 Mile. Like 8 Mile's one of the best movies ever. So I think I pulled from a lot of different places, but yeah, I listened to a lot of like dad rock growing up, like Creed and like so like I always have like this. Kind of when I'm songwriting, it's always like through the lens of like both of these things. It's always like alt rap and then like Creed, like like Human Clay album. Like I'm always trying to like do something like that.
Dang, that's awesome. That's really cool, man. Oh, wow. So it starts. So I do see you out, playing your keyboard and the piano. Did you learn that from your friend's dad as well? Is that kind of something that like clicked for you there?
I think that I always thought it was cool. I actually just started seriously playing keys. Like I mean, maybe going on 3 years now.
Okay.
Where I got like I was working with a guy and he gave me like a hand me down like keyboard and I just kind of kept it around and then started noodling on it and then I had always kind of produced tracks like digitally like on the computer but I always say I learned music in reverse because there's a lot of like audio a lot of analog older school like OGs in music that like they had to learn digital and like all I had was like that program and I had to figure out how to make music with the digital like so I came from like the other way where I'm learning music theory and stuff like now and it's been fun it's been a fun journey but like because you can I don't know I've dropped so many projects as like a vocalist and a writer that like I think I now I'm having fun in this space where I'm like kind of new to my instrument again and I'm like just like and really enjoying like I have like 600 songs written and like trying to turn them like reproduce them in something like with me like playing it and like kind of making this new spit like this these songs that I've carried with me through the years that I can like kind of redecorate them now and like that I understand like the music theory and pull chords out of stuff but yeah that's where I'm at now where I'm a rookie pianist I'm not a classically trained pianist at all by any means but just like YouTube University and like just um, one thing will click and then you just keep again like just that resilience of like you keep chipping away at something and you just suck for a long time and then like something just clicks one day and so I've been through that like process and I enjoy that process of like like science and like learning and getting better.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I've always said that music is kind of like a math, kind of like a sciencey kind of thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're gonna have the Phoenix mixtapes. You're gonna be mixing your old stuff in the
Yeah,
new way.
100%.
That's so cool, man. It's never too late. Also, when you said your friend gave you a hand-me-down set of keys, I'm like,
Yeah,
everyone should do that. If you have old instruments that still work hanging
right.
around and you're not using them, give them to someone else. Don't charge them, just give it to them because music is life and you don't know what you could do for that person to change their life. I'm just saying.
Amen. Yeah,
I'm just
he
saying.
did. That was like the rule he gave me. He was like, "Look, if you're not gonna use it, just give it back to me. That's all
Yeah.
I ask." And like, I was like, "Dude, that's so valid." But
Yeah.
that almost made me cherish it more. So yeah, it was
That's
cool.
how me and my friends are. She gave me this amazing copy of The Hobbit because I was like, I want to read The Hobbit. And it's
Oh, that's
like
great.
really, really cool. It's like a teaching lesson Hobbit where I should just get it down, but it's like a box. It's very old. It has a cassette tape to follow along. It's got like a lesson book and it's got the actual book. And she's
Oh,
like,
cool.
if you don't want this ever, you have to give it back. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's an heirloom. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Because I think it came from her grandpa, who was a door to door bookseller.
Oh, interesting.
Great, right? Yeah.
He had the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I collect the good ones, man. I do not be collecting no shabby friends, okay?
Yeah.
My friends are top tier, okay?
Yeah, dude. That's oh,
keep
what a friend. Yeah,
keep the
definitely.
circle tight. The circle of trust is tight.
100%. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So you said you got all these songs, over 600 songs. Dude, you're out there, you're crushing it. And you were recently featured on Cleveland Rock's Past, Present, and Future Songwriter Spotlight.
Correct.
First of all, major congratulations. I'm gonna do a light clap. I know a lot of the people do the finger
Yeah,
claps.
they clock it.
I
Yeah.
started doing this and I was like, I don't think I can do that. I'm too old. But it feels good though. It
Yeah,
does.
there's something
But
to it. Yeah,
I want to do like the snaps.
yeah, that's
That's
pretty.
like
Yeah,
legit, you know what I mean? But immediately once I start snapping, I immediately my shirt turns into a turtleneck. I get glasses on. It's like I'm in a speakeasy.
yeah.
I'm on the show Doug Funny. It's I don't know, dude. It's
That's
crazy how it
awesome.
happens. But so the recognition as an independent artist, how does that feel? How did you feel when you opened that message? Like, no freaking way. Like, what was that like for you?
There's definitely music is like a lot of like few and far, but like really highs and really lows, really few far between like clear wins a lot of the time. Like entrepreneurship is just a lot of the time like uncertainty and like and so I think like when you get a moment like that where these legendary people are like acknowledging you or like inviting you to come do something and it's always like I have to take a second and just um, like I want to say digest the moment like as much as I can because it's like you get so many like putting shots up and like you don't even like hear anything back a lot of the time from opportunities and like that's just the nature of the business. It's like sales, it's like just a numbers game essentially and but like yeah, sometimes like those doors open like when you knock and it's really cool sometimes because I applied. I know so many amazing artists in Cleveland that have worked with Cleveland Rocks and what they do is like incredible. Like for people that are watching that like might not know, like I had to do my homework. Like this foundation is like a nonprofit and they basically give a lot of they facilitate so many funding opportunities for musicians and like have so much work around the city for musicians that like to make us feel like our art is valuable versus like sometimes it's like can feel like um, it can feel not that way sometimes because there's like there's just so much that goes into a successful music act but like this nonprofit organization like they do so much funding for Cleveland and it's just like really cool to be like acknowledged by them and then also like just meeting everyone that was there and we had so much fun and like everyone got to play. I knew Mike Relic who was also on the showcase
I
and
love Mike.
yeah,
Oh
Mike
my
is the man.
gosh. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, Mike is the man. And then I got to meet where is it? Susan Carson. I got to meet that dude.
Okay. Wait.
Susan is awesome.
She was at
She
the open mic night that we were both at.
was she there?
She
I don't even know.
played.
Oh, I didn't even catch her. That's crazy. There was so many artists there that
I
night.
know, dude. It was a busy, busy night, man.
Yeah, so that's so cool. I never knew that, but like, dude, I got to meet them and like, and then the speaking portion of it was about sync licensing, which is actually something I've been doing in recent years of
Okay.
getting your music licensed for TV and film and movies, video games. It pays like significantly better than Spotify. Um, you really only have to get like three or four yeses versus having like a million people say yes and click on your video online. Like sync licensing is kind of like the move if you can make like songs that like fit a scene or something like that. It's like there's a niche for that. So I actually got some placements recently and like that kind of education. Like I literally took classes on like publishing and like any programs I could get my hands on like out of Nashville or like little songwriters organizations like and it took like probably 3-4 years of education to figure out all right I have to make a song I have to make it good I can't say anything brand name wise which as a hip hop artist is hard because everything's like do it like Nike and everything's like but then Adidas can't buy the song you know what I mean
That's
so
true, yeah.
and so like it kind of you have to get a yes from your producer then the music supervisor then the video editor that's using the music and so but like I've been able to land a couple of placements like recently with the help of like some people that were educated so I'm really into sync licensing it's like a whole field of like an alternative route to income where some people build like six-figure catalogs like just stuff that they've already done in the past where they don't have to promote it today it's like already paying you from and I'm a lab rat like like there's lots of ways to get paid as a musician you can go be in a bar every night or you can figure out how to get paid and I'm more of a lab rat where I enjoy being so I was like if I want to design a life for myself like it's not going to be me relying on going to a bar every night like I'm such an introvert that it's like I don't like if I built a lifestyle around that, I just wouldn't be like happy. And I'm okay doing it, popping out and having seasons where I go really hard and pop out. But I like to be like in the lab, like pushing an envelope, like experimenting on an idea, failing, crashing, burning, rebirthing. Like I love that process of just being an artist. So like sync is kind of close to my heart. So it was a really cool, event because they brought on like this guy Abe and this other person Silas, and they both had like done major work on like major films and stuff like that, and just to pick their brain and hear and like it's always cool to like pick somebody's brain who's like been there and like come back. Um, yeah, it was a great event. Cleveland Rocks is the business for sure, and I was like honored to be a part. I got to meet Cindy and like everybody that was there, David Kennedy. So yeah, shout out to them. I love those people.
There's a David Kennedy.
David Kennedy, dude.
That's
Yeah,
so funny. That's my
he's
stepdad's
awesome.
name.
Really? No
Yeah,
way.
it's
Is it the
not
same
him.
guy?
No.
Does he do music? Yeah.
No, he actually does woodworking, and it's funny that he ended up being brought up in this episode because I told him, because I love him so much, that I would make his business the unofficial official sponsor of the podcast. So this is a great moment to mention the
What's his
podcast
business?
is brought to you by Dirty Foot Woodworking out of Tennessee. David Kennedy is the carpenter, and he's made me a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah, this is me paying him back because I don't have to pay for it. So.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, he just made my siblings or my sister and my nephew bunk beds. Like legit, they look like from
Oh,
Great Wolf Lodge. Like they're like
oh my God.
rustic. Yeah,
I was gonna ask you like what kind of stuff. That's big stuff.
that's big stuff. Yeah,
Ooh,
I got
ooh.
cutting boards. I switched from like plastic cutlery and stuff to like not cutlery, but like utensils, like
Yeah,
spatulas and to wood. So trying to
yeah.
make the switch, earthing, wood, whatever. But anyway, so Dirty Foot Woodworking, you can find them on Instagram. They're awesome. But back to that. So Cleveland Rocks is a wonderful organization. I actually was a co-host for one of their events. It had to be 3 years ago because I wasn't sober yet, and so it was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was a big concert with the bands that did covers, um, and I was co-hosting, and it was awesome. But it was I can't remember. I think it was the place they were representing for the nonprofit for that was the sex trafficking one because they have a nice free flow where they can encompass all the
Right.
the groups to support, which is wonderful. I think that's great. So
Definitely.
yeah, not that one's more important than the other, but just that they are able to they represent Cleveland. And
Right.
so that's what's great. And I think that is so cool. And you got to meet some great people and make those connections. And learning that about you that you're a lab rat, that's so rad. Like you get in that flow state, man, and you're like going for it. Wow. Are you a night owl or a morning person?
I've always been a night owl, and
Yeah.
it's like to a fault. It's the world. The world is quiet, and there's not the like daytime pressures of like where if the sun's out, I feel like I have to go do something outside and like and like just also just I can't. I have a really hard time switching off like at night, and I have to kind of just run out of gas and just
Yeah.
crash, and it's not healthy, but I get so much more done. Like I would just sit there in bed for like 2 hours, and I'm like, dude, I'm getting up, and I'm gonna go do something. Like I get something done, and like I get so much of my deep my like they call it like shadow work. And it's like all yours like ponderance. Like I like to just ponder, and I'm a big I have like a healthy prayer life. Like I'm for God. Like I'm always been like a God fearing man, but like this year's been like extra hard. It's just like I've been going through like a lot of health stuff. So like super been unplugged, like deactivated my Instagram like 3 months ago and just been kind of like taking a step back because I had like this injury. I couldn't like swallow food for a little bit and like I couldn't figure out what it was. They scoped it. Turns out I had a hernia and my stomach was like up in my esophagus and I couldn't like swallow food. I lost 20 pounds because I just couldn't eat for like 2 months. And so I'm still like recovering actually from that and like so just like I've been squeezing out the shows that I like think I like have to do, but like in a big way I've like hit a point kind of where I'm like, all right, I got some placements, and maybe it's time to just get back to unplugging and getting back in the lab, because like the advice that artists get is just like post every day, just post more, just post more, just post more, just post more, and you're like, I can't
Yeah.
possibly. I'm a media company now. I'm a TV station,
Yeah.
and like, and so like I would go to these artist development programs, and like they're just like, even people from like the labels, they're just just post, and you're like, I can't, like, who could possibly meet the demand of like, where like this past couple weeks, like, and I physically couldn't, and it like messed my job up, and like
Hmm.
I kind of took a big step back, and I've just been like, it's felt so good to get back in the lab, because like when you start doing sync stuff, it's like a brief will come by, and then you're like, all right, I have to make this song like this to fit this brief, and that's kind of like not the muse I always like operated with. I was more like, hey, this is a cool idea, chase that, rabbit that direction. But like lately, it's been like, dude, I'm just tinkering again, and like that feels really good to be in that space. And like, although like I've worked so hard and so long for like success in music industry, but like, now that it started to roll in, like I, God kind of put this thing on my forefront where he's just like, well, if you're not healthy, and like, say you can't use your voice at all, then like, who are you now? And like that was kind of like a big thing I've been like wrestling with, where I was like, dude, I don't even know who I am outside of music. I have to like, spend some time with that. So like that kind of stuff, it's hard to do that during the day when you're like in traffic, and like people are blowing your phone up, and like, so like I've been, cutting times out of my day to kind of stay level. But like I said, it's hard for me to like switch off. I've had my foot on the gas since I was like, literally when I was like 12, I was like, oh, like my mom's poor, I gotta buy a house with music, and like it just doesn't like work like that. It's like
Yeah.
it's very much like a tier two hustle. Like I worked in radio for a little bit, and I learned like advertising is like, there's like a cost associated with like spreading the word. And then I like take that back to music, and I'm like, got you. Like I understand why this never like, why, like you see a number one, and you think that like, oh, like this person just, dude, there was a whole board meeting about that song, and like there was multiple people working, salaries are paid off of like what they're doing with that song, and like,
Hmm.
and it's just like you start to under like the curtain starts to dissolve, and you start to see like, oh, it's cool to learn about real estate, but like buy a house. Like, oh, you can cook, but like buy a restaurant, buy a
Hmm.
stove, staff the restaurant. Like it's a different what got you here won't get you there kind of
Yeah.
thing. And
I want to
so
I want to back it up real quick because you said
yeah,
something, and I need you to hang out with Mike Relic because he literally said this when I had him on an interview before the podcast even existed. I just it did an interview. I
yeah,
guess it was the pre-podcast. I just didn't call it the podcast. It was just me
right,
doing
right,
interviews, but it's on YouTube. But anyway, he said he does his best work at night because it's quiet, and
wow,
then so I'm like, oh, you guys need to hang out, obviously. But
yeah,
and he is just so he's a good person, and he's just so good.
yeah,
You guys
and,
could definitely collab in like a really unique, special way, I think. But I think there's something to be said about the energy in the daytime. Now, you don't even have to be outside, but
right,
everyone else's energy, they're all awake, and it's kind of all if you're an empath, which I kind of get the vibe that you are, it's all kind of coming at you from everywhere, even if you're not near it. That's why you got to be really careful when you go out into public, and I've had to do this with all of my appearances and anything I've ever done out in the world because I am an empath and I feel big, and I feel big. And so like you go out and it just kind of sticks to you, you know?
yeah,
And then especially with the internet, the posting every day, been there. I've been told like you got to do more, but do it this way. You got don't do it that way, do it this way. Da, da, da. And it's like, first of all, if you're going to have me do this, I need to do what feels right. And I
right,
and I was posting every day for months, and then I went to this Reiki healer, and she's like, whether I'm out in public as a human or I'm out in public as a web person, it's the energy is still leaving you, and
right,
it's just going through a screen at this point, which isn't even authentic energy, but
right,
it's still there, and people can feel it, and they're still absorbing. It's not selfish, you're giving it away. But I think that's why you find your peace so much more when you're um doing your lab stuff in the dark at night, not in the dark, but at nighttime
yeah,
when now everyone's finally quiet, and everyone's just going to sleep. And then, but yeah, dude, posting every day, that'll suck the life out of you. And it's like, can't we just be like, let's go back in time because we don't need to
Yeah.
have all this every single day and all this. Ugh, I could get on a whole tangent about it.
No, I got the sense that that was kind of like important to you because
Yeah,
like when you're in entertainment and media, it's like what they tell you is just like post, 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 and like even in the radio station,
yeah,
like the radio station I worked at was in like central Pennsylvania, so they were like super rural, like they were like
yeah.
old school, and they were like just and they're like, yeah, like we do digital marketing campaigns, and I'm like, are you on TikTok? And they're like, no, we don't, we're not doing TikTok, and I was just like, all right, so
Okay.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably step one, and but like just getting the sense that it was important to them, but they were still like learning how
Mm-hmm.
like they just wouldn't listen to me. I'm like, you could just run ads, and they're like, well, we have an agency to do that, and I'm like, why don't you just log into Meta and like you can do it, dude?
Yeah.
We
That's what
can do
you're
it.
there. You can teach them, but
Yeah,
sometimes you're knocking on a brick wall, man. Some people, especially old
I hear
radio
you.
heads like me, it took me a
Right.
long time to get hip to it. And
Yeah.
I remember last July, it's been 1 year, I made my first like recap video for in incarceration. And I finally
Nice.
was like, okay, maybe I can do this. Like, I was like, ugh, I don't want to do it. This is so stupid.
Yeah.
I talk for a living. I don't need to be on social media like that. I still am not good at it. Like
Yeah.
when I was making videos for the station and even like for myself, like our social media person would be like, "Oh, it looks like your video did really, really good." And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't ever look at it. I don't look at stories. No offense to anybody. I don't look at stories.
Right.
I'm never going to see it." "Oh, Carrie,
Right.
how come you never look at my story?" "Because I'm not looking at anybody's story. I don't care. I don't need, I already get sucked into it enough. I do not need to be on there getting sucked into that too.
Like, I'm busy writing my own story. Thank
I'm
you.
literally trying to live, okay? I can only live for so long on the phone, but like I will lose my mind. Like if you need me, if it's really that important, send it to me and I'll get it in a
Right.
message.
Right. And that's why like my communication has been so sparse with you on Facebook because like I literally like this is kind of thing I think I'm experimenting with where
Yeah.
dude 2 3 months off Instagram feels better than 2 3 months off like cigarettes.
Yeah,
And like
dude.
it's like the difference is staggering where I'm just like I don't like question every like decision I like make and like oh this could have been content or like
Uh-huh.
just going through seasons of like because like you said
Liberating.
it's a skill set and
Yeah.
at first you're just going to struggle with it and like I've been learning CapCut and getting really good at CapCut so I think when I come back at it I'll have like new wind in my sails but like
Mm.
like I'm just taking like some time right now
I'm
because it's
glad
just
that you're
like
doing that.
thank you.
It's hard. And also like I've gotten really into I like the schedule feature. So like if I
Right.
know I got something good,
Right.
schedule that shit. But I gotta tell you, my boyfriend, he has been off all social media since it was not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but it happened. It was New Year's Day. He's like, all right, here we go, let's go.
Nice.
And he is like so much happier and just like lighter. You know what I mean? He's got more time. That's huge.
Right.
I've been doing a good job at, I'll set an alarm on my phone for like 5 or 10 minutes because
Yeah.
5 minutes turns into an hour real quick. But once you have that alarm, sure, you can snooze it, but at least it's going off in your face. You're like, oh, social media time's up.
Right.
Treat yourself like a
Yeah.
kid. You get
Just that
time out.
awareness. Yeah, that awareness of it is huge because
Mm-hmm.
like, it can't just go unchecked and like in the past I've found myself like looking up like oh dude like it's 1:30 in the morning like
Yeah.
how did this happen?
I could have done so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh, dude. I feel that, man. Wow. This has been like such a really authentic free flow I love that. Is there anything what are you working on? Obviously, you're working on the licensed tracks. That's so cool. And I would love for us to dive into that another time that maybe you could do like a tutorial for people to like help them get excited about something like that.
Yeah.
But like for you, what have you got going on? I know you don't really like, you said you don't want to go out and do too many shows, but if you do pop out, what you got planned?
I am doing a backyard show for with Kamikaze Kenji, who is he's a local hip hop artist that I've known for years, and like he does like a annual like bonfire kind of thing. So I'm gonna be popping off for that. That's in August 22nd. So that's gonna be cool. I can't wait for that. And sometimes I do like open mics, like when I really get that itch to like I just want to go like play out. like I can still pop out. Kind of just depends on like my work schedule and like if I'm feeling like because with this injury it's kind of like an inflammation thing. I gotta take it like day by day, and so because they haven't actually fixed the issue yet, so I actually have more tests like this week that I'll learn a little bit more and kind of like I've kind of been in that like it's in the air place for a little bit because like I just want to like I've never like historically had a lot of like health issues and I just like it just kind of like put me like put my ears up a little bit where I'm like okay like maybe I should like start so I just watch my pace with things but
That's
I'm still
smart.
popping out to have some fun and stuff
Yeah.
but mostly like diet changes. They said it's like acid reflux related,
Mm.
so like, I've just been like changing my diet a lot and like they got me on some pills for like acid reflux, which is weird because I've never had heartburn. Like
Yeah.
like, but I'm not a doctor, so they're just like take the pills, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
I was taking an it's called omeprazole, but it's basically
Yeah,
Prilosec.
yeah,
Um, every single day when I was drinking, because I always had heartburn and acid reflux. But when I quit drinking, I have maybe taken two in the last almost 3 years just from quitting drinking.
wow. Is
Yeah.
that? I mean, I would imagine, yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
like a big indicator. Yeah, that's what they have.
Crazy. Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you have to go in cycles. I didn't know that. That actually you do have to like finish the pack. If you buy it from the store, if anyone's out there, consult your doctor. I am not a doctor, but my best friend who's an RN told me this, and you just talk to your own best friend who's an RN. Don't listen to me. But she was like, "Oh, you have to finish the pack. It's like a cycle." I was like,
That makes sense.
I would have never known. Just take it as is. So I was taking it every day. um,
Yeah,
so I love that. That's awesome. So August 22nd, that's going to be sweet. We'll make sure that's in the show notes. Obviously, open mics, you'll let people know whenever. But let's just rewind just real quick before we pop off of this. I love that you mentioned that you're a man of God, you're a man of faith. I find that my relationship with my heavenly father or mother, who knows, the heavenly they, um, I find it best when I'm out in nature, in the world, the mother, the father, barefoot in the backyard kind of stuff. And, doing my meditation and prayer and things like that. And I think that's so important because I think a lot of people are embarrassed to talk about it or maybe scared of judgment. So being loud and proud, that's something that I'm kind of working on right now, especially like getting off the radio because you gotta be real careful. 'Cause I'm not gonna talk about it on air, even though it was calling to me to do so. Like the Lord was like, just mention it. I've already mentioned sobriety and quitting smoking and this and mental health and what the heck else is. I mean, just throw it in there. But I'm like, this is the platform where I can open up and like welcome people into the fold and not be a weirdo.
right,
I
right.
think that's
Yeah.
special. Yeah.
No, that makes so much sense. And like, yeah, definitely what you're saying about, the you're kind of implying it with all these themes. Like I could tell that from a distance that you kind of like are taking these kind of topics seriously and like self-care and like the operating in the truth and like there is like a societal viewpoint that is like not the truth
Yeah.
and like it's there's certain things that are popularized or like seem like okay that are like super unhealthy like drinking is one of them where it's like like that's something that affects people's life in like a big nasty way and like it's just like super like accepted for some reason and like
It's glorified. It's
yeah
glorified poison. And I'm not going to be a weirdo. Like, drink if you want to drink. Don't
right
drive. That is a big thing. Please do not, be responsible. But, like, for me, there was no good in between. It was just all or nothing. And it was like, girl, it's either now or never. You got to get it together. And, like, I found God again. It was probably in the about 60 days, about that 60-day mark, and I remember I was in Honking Hills with my boyfriend, and we had just started dating, and we were sitting down for dinner, and I said, would you be okay if I prayed before dinner? Like, I'm saved, I'm baptized, I'm the whole thing. But, like, I lost myself to the demons within me and that darkness, and I was able to climb out of it into the light, you know? And God
yeah
was right there saying, come on, I've been here
yeah
the whole time.
yeah no I love that like I've been doing a lot of reading and it just resonates with me because I was just kind of going through like this author was he was defining what faith is and he was just saying like faith is always an action based thing.
Mm,
Like you can say faith, but then like there's certain steps we have to take, and then your faith is measured in those steps. It's like operating as if like God is telling the truth was the way he put it, and just like those actions along the way that it's like you said, it's like a lot um, easier in theory to claim your faith like in front of people, but I think people need it. People need to see that it's like um, it's cool. Just like I needed to see that writing was cool from my mom, or
yeah.
like I needed to see keyboard was cool from my brother's dad, or like like we just we're all just children. Like we're just like impressionable, and like we just never grow up. We just like get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, but we're all just like little kids that just grew up, and like so it's like the same way like our father just wants to spend time with us and like showing up in like any condition, like just showing up authentically, and like you don't have to dress up your prayers and make them fancy. You just sit and just like, God, this hurts. Like, please take it. I
Yeah.
don't want it. Like, and it was like growing up. Like, I didn't grow up with a dad in the house, so like that was like where I kind of struggled at first. Whereas was like I felt like I had to be like a certain way before I like came to God, and then it would cause me. That's a lie. That's the lie the enemy tells, because that's the condemnation versus conviction, and it's like it's truly like a moment to moment thing where you have to fight. Like you are not your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like and that's trips me out too, because like you'll think things that like you're like, oh, that's actually not me. That's somebody else that it got in there somehow, and like pulling like you
You
would
just go
spend a lot.
shoot and get it
Yeah,
out.
like you got to clean your filter out, or
Yeah.
and
Take it,
so
blow it out real quick, stick it
yeah,
back in.
yeah, hold it down,
Yeah.
and
No, dude, I love that because it is like it's so good to tell people like you think I'm cool, but like I'm cool because I believe in a bigger thing than me.
right, like
That's
yeah,
the
that's the coolest.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's the cool part, right?
Like, and I'm not sitting here like, again, yeah, society shows us the negative side, the judgy side, the scary side, the side that makes you like, oh, I don't get into that kind of stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like, well, I mean, you got to believe in something bigger than yourself.
yeah,
I mean, you're
100%.
here. You're literally chosen. You are a whole spirit and soul. This is the vessel. Keep it nice if you want to. I mean, you should. It makes you last longer. But like, it's all in here. Like, how the heck do you explain our conscious? Like, I don't know. I can go on forever about it, but like, it's one of those things where I constantly am like, it's almost like you like in a movie where you're like, think about like the Matrix, and you like get sucked into your body, and it's like, oh, that's right, I'm right here. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
No, 100%.
It's
And like
so wild.
it's the coolest thing to talk about too, but
Yeah.
it is like you have to do it around the right people, because everyone's in a different place in their journey, I guess. Like I think we all know it to be true, but some people are just like at a different place in their journey, and like I think that's cool too. Like I can still vibe with people like that too. But
Yeah.
it's just these days I've been spending way more time with like try to connect with mentors in that aspect, like trying to find people that are like spiritual mentors, like that I can kind of not just pick their brain, but kind of like look at their fruits and like how they're moving, like their behaviors, their steps, like how are they showing their faith, and how are they?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I just truly believe like you know the what you want in life is like behind the hard thing, like every time. It's
Yeah.
like it's like not doing the thing you really want to do, or like doing the thing you really don't want to do, and it's like always what you actually want is like behind that. So it's like anything that's just like a shortcut, I just like rebuke it right now, and
Yeah.
I've always kind of been like that, where I'll take the long way, but like I'm gonna do this right and I'm gonna build it right. But like everyone's at a different place in their journey. Like I'm more actively like growing my faith by like sacrificing like things that I don't need out of my life, cutting out. I mean, it might seem stupid, but like Instagram, but like
No, that's exactly true. Listen,
yeah,
we were not meant to sit on these scrolling. That's not what we were meant to do. Even this it's still hard for me to like be like, "Oh, I'm going to do this thing."
right,
But luckily this I can control the amount of time.
right,
And I mean, I'm not really cutting anything out of my interviews anymore anyway. So I'm just like, "Pff, here you
nice,
go." Just
nice,
take it. It's authentic. Y'all want it, have it.
uncut,
Uncut. This is what it is, man. No, dude, I love that. That's so cool. I have a woman, Kathy Vogel. She's also on the radio, and man, something called to me to go to her after that Honking Hills Day at weekend, and I said, Kathy, I don't know if you're into it, but I just felt so compelled to tell you about this. And she actually, like the next day or the next week or whatever, she brought me a beautiful. I have it over here somewhere. It's a daily devotional, and she's
Yeah.
like, I just so happen to have an extra one of these, and I want to give it to you. And I was like, whoa, dude, no way, Kathy, that's so sick, you know? And so, like, I just love it when people, like, let me pray with them. And because where there's two or more, God is near, always.
Yeah.
And we do it here for supper, you know, especially when it's the three of us with his daughter when she's over too. Like, we'll sit and pray before dinner time. And
Yeah.
it's nice. It just, I don't know, it's vulnerable. It's something that's, you know, scary for other people to accept. But I don't know. It's like when cool people are into it, it's hopefully other people are like, yeah, you're
Right.
cool. It's no big deal. I'm not going to be mean to you about it. Like, don't be mean. It's okay.
No, I totally like
Like,
100%.
I'll
And
pray for
actually,
you.
I think the people that are like staunchly against it, I even think I look at that as like a signal that like of somebody that does have like a sensitive soul and they just like were hurt. Like that's a wound
Yeah.
operating. Like when they and they're like blaming that on, they're like trying to like put the blame on a God, and they're like, well, if God's real, then like why does all this bad stuff happen? And it's just like, dude, like that's the faith. Like if you understood, you wouldn't need faith to do it.
Yeah.
And like and so like you know people want all the answers. These are really smart people that really hurt people. And like I think everyone spends a little bit of time in the rumination of like asking. Like you're supposed to question things, you know, and like the smarter
Yeah.
you are, like the harder it is because you're like leaning on your own understanding. So you're like, I don't understand it, so it doesn't make sense. But like I think those people really genuinely seek, like that's an emotional like if you just don't, if you're just apathetic, then you're like, "Oh, I don't even like care." That's like harder to save a person like that than someone that's like emotionally invested in like, well, why should I? And it's like, no, you care, you want to,
Mm-hmm.
but you're just not quite there yet. And that's cool, but you'll keep working on it and keep softening. And so like that's almost like in sales they say that's a buying signal if somebody's like all emotional. Like you could just leave the store right now. Why are you sitting here yelling at me?
Yeah.
That means you want to buy it, dude. You're still here. Like, so,
God
yeah.
went to a sales seminar to learn how to sell, and he said, got it. All right, let's get out there, hang out with the sinners.
Yeah, 100%. He was. I did it the other day to some guys. I went to emo night at Mahal's and like
Oh,
saw.
sweet.
Yeah, like my one band I love, formerly Candace. Like my boys, they had a show there that night, so I had a show somewhere else. So I met them there that night, and I was like, I found myself like, and it was so cool because they had like a Ren fair, and also it was emo night. So dude, we're in there like jamming to Paramore, and they had like their
The
my
whole,
lord
like,
stuff. Yeah, like full night suits. It was like so many fair maidens. I was like, dude, this is my people. It's like my favorite time period. So I
what's
had so
the,
much fun.
do you know the movie? Is it not Grown Ups? Is it Grown Ups? Oh, it's basically like the Renaissance enactors. What the heck do they call them? Paul Rudd's in it. It's like a Big Brother thing.
Okay.
Hey, Travis. He must be watering the plants. He's got bonsais outside. So I got to look this up. Hold on, because they do, I want to call it Fark
Oh,
Lark.
LARP.
For LARPing.
LARPing? Yeah,
LARP movie. Fark Lord.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
That is actually role models. Okay.
Role models. Okay.
They have the whole, like, you know, it's not as much, but like it's pretty close. But no, that's hilarious. A Ren fair with emo
In
night.
emo night, we're all singing Paramore, and then there was like this monk, and he like tripped and fell. So we were all just like, like we were just joking. We're like, "Bless you, sir." And then we actually got to like talking about it, and like,
Aw.
and it was so cool because we had like, I mean, it was so funny because he was in full like monk, you know, and we were, like talking about God, and like it'll just find you even in those moments where you're like, if you just open the door to it, like
Yeah.
that spirit will enter your life and like create all these opportunities and give you eyes to see opportunities or see someone that's hurting and like be able to provide value that like maybe somebody else didn't see. And I truly think that that's what it's about. Like you said, like your faith is your actions and stuff. It's like it's beyond like just giving to the poor and
Yeah.
like it's the obvious things, but I think that people don't think that there's an immediate payoff for these things, and
It depends
they're
on what
right
it
in a
is.
way.
I mean,
Yeah, but I genuinely feel so awesome when I can like go to bat for someone or
yeah.
like and like I don't know, like I love doing it because it's like even if I could feel like horrible, but if I can like add value to somebody's like life, then that feels like awesome no matter what. Like it's
Yeah.
like better than ice cream or something like.
I think the thing about faith is like, yeah, like you said, this year you've been really tested, not tested, but you've grown really. Like, it's been a bunch of tests, but you knew exactly where to go for the answers, the resources, and I feel the same exact way. Like, my faith has grown so exponentially just in the last, gosh, like 4 months, because I really leaned hard into my faith to get through my adversities, and hearing him and feeling him and saying like, okay, I trust you, I'm gonna full on trust you, and I'm
Right.
leaping.
Yeah.
um
Takes guts.
it takes a lot of guts. I remember there's one time, I'll tell this little story and then we're gonna have to wrap it up, but I know you're gonna like this. I was This is real personal. I was leaving my ex-husband. He had done something unforgivable, and I was like, all right. But I was like, do I leave, or is it the godly someone had said a godly woman stays by her man, and I'm like, but God didn't intend on that man to do what the man did. You know what I mean? Like, why would he want that? And my God would never want that. And so I was driving, and I'm praying for hours. I'm praying and praying. I had a very long drive, like a 12-hour drive ahead of me, where I had
Yeah.
to go. And I said, all right, God, you know what? I've taken enough of your time. I'm going to let it go. But I know I'm going to look out for the signs. You let me know. No sooner than I say, in Jesus' name, amen, I look over. It had not even rained, and there was a rainbow. And I was like, got it.
Yeah.
Like, heard. All right, I'm safe to leave this. Okay, got it. Perfect. You do not intend on me to stay and live in this mistrust. Okay, excellent. That's all. Boom. Like, that's an instantaneous thing, because
Yeah.
sometimes he knows the timing that you need to
Right.
keep it going. But then
Right.
there's also those moments where you do have to leap and just know, I gotcha. I'll catch you. Don't worry. I'm right here. It's going to suck. Maybe you will get a couple bumps on the way down. Like you said, sometimes the most success is on the other side of all that hardship. I know my boyfriend will say a lot, hard life now, easy life later. It's something along those lines. He's got all the good
Yeah.
quotes. I love it. That's why I keep this one around. He keeps me on track. He's the best. I love him. But yeah, like, it's just, yeah, the success is always on the other side of fear, and it's gonna suck, but you just have to just go for it. And you can live that way even if you don't have faith in God, but like, it just makes it a lot more fun if you have faith in God.
Yeah.
Oh, the payoff's bigger, I guess.
Yeah, some people naturally kind of like do these things. Like I've found in my life, like I've tried to do it my own way so many times, and like my intellect fails me time and time again. I'm not as smart as I think I am, and it just for me, it's very grounding to be able to point all my anxieties and all my gratitudes, like at one, this one focal point, and like to a further degree, like the Bible is a primary source. Like everybody would read a science textbook and treat it as facts, but like a guy just wrote that, and like these are all primary source documents from 40 different authors through over the course of like thousands of years, and they all like agreed on the like get 40 people to agree on anything.
No, that's such a good point. Like, yeah.
It's a primary source, so it's like
Hmm.
I find I battle with people that think that having faith means you have to have blind faith. Like you can have like educated, like intelligent faith that is based on like facts from a historical document that you would take as fact if the government said it was true. Then
Yeah.
if they said this is the curriculum for the school, you would just accept it as true. And like so, it's like it's a tool, and there's really no like the more you fill yourself with the word, like the more that truth that you can um, operate with, and like more faith you can have, like you can more confident, like that fear almost like it doesn't even bother you anymore because you're so like sure, like you're like, and then we win, and then we win,
Yeah.
and like it's very like for me, like I overthink everything. So some people are just naturally like cool, calm, collected. Like I've needed it for a lot of this stuff, a lot of the, the surgery I went through. Like I have to have another surgery and like super uncomfortable stuff that
Mm.
I don't know how I would navigate that if I didn't have like a system to like process that through. I would probably begin behaving in strange ways. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? 'Cause it's
Yeah.
like people do when they're scared, like they behave
You're
strangely.
weird.
And like, yeah, and like I like the me that's like on that's got a main line to source. Like I like that me, and
Yeah,
like
dude. Lay it at
and
your
I'm
feet. Lay it at your feet,
yeah,
Lord.
yeah, amen. Like
It's
I can't handle
yours.
this. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. Hey, Dad, come fix this.
Yeah, for real. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dang, dude. God, we could talk for so long, but you know what? We are going to have to wrap it. So, listener, I hope you enjoyed this journey because we went on a journey this evening.
Yeah.
Um, Tyler, thank you so much. Congratulations again on the Cleveland Rocks Past, Present, Future Songwriter Spotlight. Go follow Phoenix Vibes, Pxvbs. It'll be linked so you cannot forget it. It's right there in the show notes. If you're watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you're listening, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, man, this is so sick. I would love to have you back. But yeah, this is great. Oh, actually, before everyone goes, a song you made me think of this because you said growing up, it was like a if I do something good, maybe I'll be accepted, by God kind of thing. There's a
Yeah.
song, and I'm pretty sure it's by Lainey Wilson. She's a country artist. She's amazing.
Love it.
There's a song that she sings with another guy. It's called "The God That I Know Now." Um, Let me double check. Yeah, Lainey Wilson and Brandon Lake. "The God That I Know."
Okay.
I think. Where'd it go? Oh, the
Um,
Jesus I Know Now. It's
Jesus.
basically like growing up, I heard that if I cussed, I wouldn't be accepted. If I did this, God would shun me. And they're like, well, that's not the Jesus that I know now as an adult. So it's like that. I'll send it to you. But if anyone's curious about that song, it's very good. So I like it.
I will check that out. That's my homework.
Yeah, it is homework
Thank you
for
so much.
everyone. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Class dismissed.
Thanks for putting it
Um,
on there.
Dude, this has been so dope. All right, guys, give us a follow, give us a like, and all the things that go into it. You know how to work a podcast. I surely don't. So, thank you so much. This is the Carrie Danger Podcast, and we will talk to you later.